Hey guys, welcome back. Kemi and Moto sent me another surprise. This time it's the signals with the arm and everything with the horn. The full kit. Plug and play. Check out what they got us. So, 2 baggages. And instructions in the box. And start working on this project. It looks like a really nice setup of plug and play. So everything's nicely packaged. There's the handle. So might as well get it out. I don't know what these do, but we'll find out soon enough. Just a wire loom with a quick plug. And I believe, well, I'll check it out there, but right here, there's the setup with the horn, and there's the clamp. It's going to be an easy install on the steering. So, and they got a rubber. I don't know if it's for inside the clamp to put on inside to protect your thing, but they got nice little wires, easy to plug in, and it's going to be simple. What I'm doing is, this is where we got our amber reflector on the X3s. I removed mine. So I'm just going to drill, like this screw is just put back in there to hide the hole. So I'm going to screw this in. It's going to give me an angle to see it in the front, see it in the side. So that's going to be the first one. This is where that's going. In the back, we got where the circular, the red marker was for the back. I'm just going to go here because it's going to bright up so bright that it's going to see on the side and it's going to see on the back as well, because that's going to be simple, easy to route a wire across and high enough that with no obstruction. So if they had their reflectors there, why not put them exactly where the reflectors were? So that'll be easy for that. And this here, well, that's going to be simple enough. Hose clamp is plenty to fit around. Even if I need a smaller one, I got hose clamps here. And then basically, oh, that's why those little brackets, you mount them there to slide the hose clamp through, and then you just put the signal right here. So basically, you're just gonna put it dead straight even with this. You go down, and your 4-ways, you just pull this, and to remove your 4-ways, your hazard lights, this, and then your horn. Simple. It's gonna be a really nice setup. Nothing obstructing anyway. I like the arm. If you look at it, it's yeah, it's not going to be in the way of getting in or anything. It's not going to stick out. So pretty sharp, looking good. The horn is 110 dBs. So these lights are all like that, so you can pre-drill all the holes, slap everything on, and the horn, the 1 screw, the 1 nut, and the bracket. So basically what I'm going to do is put it right underneath my hood, and I'm going to point it away, because we know we got a couple 10 millimeters underneath there that we know we can access easy. So either here with the bracket pointing downwards, or take a torque, point it downwards in front of the rod. Not 100% sure on that one, but what I'm thinking more is loosen this one, put the bracket that I had 2 seconds ago, point the bracket inwards behind it, and we see the hole right here where my windshield washer is, and there's a hole between the 2 shocks. You want to take a look in there. So basically this, and bring it down, you see where the bolt can mount, and that's where the horn's going to be. And that way there, it's got plenty of air. It's got the rad to protect it from any debris, to clog it up. And I can point it downwards. So, and I believe, yeah, there's room to get in there from behind here from the shock. So if we go this way and pass it up, yeah. And it's gonna point downwards, not upwards. But anyways, that's plenty of room. So that's our plan of attack. And they give you zip ties, fuse, comes with 2 relays. Everything's already shrink wrapped, all nice. Got the 2 connections for the horn, relay for the lights, power. So it's basically, it's gonna be a plug and play. And then you got your wires that you run through, all nice, all heat shrink. So basically go to the front, to the main control, right here, and we're good to go. So yeah, be right back. I gotta cut those apart. I'll route them. I'll show you guys where I route them, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna, it's hot as hell. It's like 40 degrees, and it's hot in the garage. So wipe down and start installing. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so step 1, T30 and 10 millimeter. So even if you're removing your reflector, because that's what's supposed to be there, I just took them off. And then we're going to drill a hole. And there's absolutely nothing back here, so nothing to worry about. And you're basically putting a signal where a reflector is. So for me, if Can-Am finds it that it's a good place to put a reflector, well, it's got to be even better to put a signal. I'm just taking my time because I don't want to overshoot it. It's the one size just before. And we stop just in time. All right. So this is simple. So you grab one of your lights, and the way I find it, that it's the best, it's reflective, right? So you see that there's lines across, so you want it to be able to reflect, so put the lines vertical. So basically you remove the rubber. I always like to put a little bit of grease just to make everything slide in and not dry up, just to make everything simpler. So now you remove the rubber off the light, which is pretty simple, and you just sit in place. You make sure that it's sitting in there really good. You can be fussy and have the dead line straight up at the top. And then, like I said, this fits in nicely. And you want your reflector straight, so if a light hits it from an angle, it will reflect it. And then you just push this in, and there you go. And it locks everything in place. And that's simple. And then your wiring in the back, you're just gonna follow the original wiring, and we're gonna route it that way. So, be right back. We're gonna do the back, and basically it's just match both sides. In the front, do the same thing. And if you want to take a look, I've already done the other side, so it's simple enough. And I find that they look pretty nice. They don't stick out. They're not an eyesore or nothing. And when you look at it from the front, like obviously, you can see them. Like, so the angles out to the front, and then they'll be angled out on an angle in the corner. So when you get to a stop sign or a light or something, they're pointing towards the traffic that's on one lane away from you, and they're gonna light up on the side. So I think it's pretty sharp. That's what the front's gonna look like. So now let's work for the back, and we'll be right back. All right, so basically 10mm back here too. No matter what, you'll have to remove this red reflector. And then T30. So that's simple enough. That's the back. And so we're going to drill this through. Same thing here. There's absolutely nothing behind here to worry about. Me, I got the wire for my backup camera, but it's not in the way of drilling. So and if you got a brand new bit like this, it's the size, that's the one size on top. Just basically what I did was I measured the dimension on each side of the rubber with the light inside and with the measuring thing. And then I measured that it was that one. So if you guys want an idea. And then same thing, just remove your rubber. It's actually it's going to be a quick install. Like I thought it'd be a bigger project than that, and just pretty simple. The kit's pretty nice actually, like really nice. And so just stick your rubber in there, make sure she's sitting flush. And grab your light, put the reflectors that they're pointing like this, so a light that's going to hit it on an angle is going to see it more. Slap that in there. And push it in. And if it's tight, it's a good thing. There we go. And I put grease, so there we go. So that's the back. Easy enough. It'll be easy to see from back here, as you can see, like, because they'll be, especially at nighttime, and you're gonna get, like, as you can see, a full view of it. There's no obstruction whatsoever. Like, you see the whole thing coming around. So let's move on to the next one. Simple as that. So I won't make you guys watch me taking the other one off. So what I'm going to do is start figuring out the wires. I'm going to drill my last one, which you guys don't have to see that, so I'll be right back. So we're going for right here for our flashers inside to mark us to let us know. So basically we're trying to stay, shifter back here, no. We're trying to stay right in the middle. So that's where I find that it's going to be probably the best spot. And the thing is with this, line up your hole. All right, so now we got that. Should be good. And there's a wire behind here, like, but the wire is hooked up to a tie wrap to the top, and it's the wire for your start button. So what I recommend is just put your hand behind there, put your fingers like flat to the top of it, and then drill away. It's just so you don't make it any chances of grabbing the wire. That's it. Like, the wire's right here. Like, if it'd be hanging here, you could you could go through with the bit there. If you take a look behind again, like if the wire was here, right, you can go. But all I do is this here, and I put my fingers away from everything and just tight, and then just put it in. So just a simple way of. And then the other side, well, obviously if you hold the wire on this side, you don't have to worry about that. So there we go. So now I'll grab my other bit. All right, so wire. All right. Let's do the other one. Just make sure you're holding the wire on this side. Need some light. Light's dead or what? And that's it. In your mess. Alright, drill aside. Okay, a little bit of grease, make everything simpler. Alright, slap that inside here. There we go. I'm going to re-wipe these down. I think the grease decided to push a little bit too much out, but come on. There we go. Okay. And I see that there's like a little bend on the side here, but here we're okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the scissors and give it a simple little trim. That way there, it's going to be on the side. Here it's going to be round and everything. And I got to clean this thing up. Okay, so let's pop this back out. And we'll trim just to see. Dead straight. And let's try putting it back in. I'd rather take a little bit at a time if I have to redo it than take off too much. Oops, didn't line it up. Okay, now it's lined up and it's perfect. There we go. Perfect like that. Now let's slap this in here and keep the reflectors straight like everything else. And push it in. There we go. Oop, didn't go quite straight. Push it back out. No. Come on. There we go. Dead straight. So just a little trim. So let's trim off this side. I over greased it. Alright, so there's basically just a little bit. Just like so. Keep that inner lip in there. And don't worry if you don't quite line it up with where you cut it, because with the grease, if you put grease, then it's easy to manipulate and move around. Yeah, I really over greased it. Alright. Okay, so now line it up. There we go. Okay. Where's the line up? Okay. Now let's put the light in. And so that's what it's going to look like. You're going to see each flasher flash, which side you're flashing on, and it's not in the way. So that's where we located our flashers. It's pretty simple, so stay tuned. Now we're gonna put the signal on and let's start running wires everywhere. Okay, so simple enough. So what I did is I put it to screw it on this side so it's not on the other side coming in or whatever. And the extra, there's like a hole where the original wire comes in. You can just slide it and it's gonna crank in there underneath there. So it keeps it out of the way, and you don't want that thing sticking out in the bottom that could cut your knee or whatever going in. So you keep it out of the way of everything. It snugs on there. It clears the steering, no problem. So you got no issues, whatever. I put it as close as, well, not completely as close as possible. I kept a little distance, as you can see right here from the collar, because I didn't want to see the clamp, the hose clamp, from anywhere. So I just kept that hidden. So basically you got, and then you can pull your four ways easy. The tilt doesn't affect nothing whatsoever. So tilt steering works great. You got plenty of room. You don't bang your fingers or nothing on the flasher. So that's done. Now let's move on to the horn, I guess. We'll do all the installation of everything, and then we'll just gotta remove the passenger seat and get to the bus bar and then wire in, because I want to put it on that it's on the ignition switch, so it can't leave everything on. I guess you could put it directly to the battery, and if you have to put your hazards on, your four ways, to you know, keep them on even after the side-by-side turns off, maybe that would be a good idea to do it that way. I'll let you guys choose which way you guys want to route. You know, like you could put the four ways on, and then if like you're broken down somewhere so people can see where you're at every time the power turns off, you don't have to redo it. That might be a decent option. But then again, you take off on the hike and you leave it like that, you come back with a dead battery. So that's another thing to consider. Keep both options open to you guys. So start preparing for the horn, and we'll be right back. So we tucked away the horn inside here behind the shock mount. It goes pretty good. Fits right between the both shocks. It's hard to see. Also, we wired, let me shed some light on here. We wired the wires with the other wires, the original wires that come for the lights. So that's how the front end is set up. The back end will just basically took the wire, tie wrapped it to the bar, went down low, staying away from the exhaust. Took the cover off the all the water hoses and everything. Got to put it back on, and just wanted you guys to show you there was one place to go by, so did that like that, and basically came in through the back and then tied into the buster bar on the ignition switch, and the rest of the wires from everything else came in. There's this wire, tucked everything behind this panel right here in the center console. So we put the lights on like this for the signal, and the hose clamp, we put the hose clamp pointing upwards so it wouldn't scratch your knees or anything, so keep it away from everything. So that's that for that. And if you put on four ways, or the hazards, whatever you want to call them, you just pull, and my lights flash in the middle. Lights flash the corners. Haven't put the seat back in yet because I wanted to show you guys the wiring. Lights flashing corners of the back where the red reflector would have been. And close it all up. Let's turn off the lights. So, gives you an idea of the flashers. They're pretty easy to see. In the back here, there's a car alongside of you. You can see them pretty good. The wheel well doesn't hide anything from any angle. As you can see, right to the back, to the other one on the other side. And we're back far enough, you can see them both. So that's that. We're gonna go try it out. Also, there's the horn. The horn is pretty loud. So, yeah, somebody is in your way or anything, traffic jam or something, you want people to move. So, and then to take off the hazard, well, all you do is put the signal up one way and it releases the hazard. So you pull, up, releases, turn it off. So that's, yeah, the installation is not too bad. Let me turn on some lights here. So the installation is not too bad. It's basically, if you know what the markers are, like if you're removing the markers, so basically the screw hole is where you pilot, right? So just measure your dimension of your of the light, and then once you know the dimension, you're just basically drilling in every hole on every four corner. And then it's to route your wiring. The horn, what we did was, we kept it simple. We wanted it, let's pop this off here. So basically what I did is, I just drilled a hole through the plastic here and put the arm and then dead centered it. And then we were worried that it might touch, but when the suspension compresses, it actually spreads out. And then we just route the wire and we put the horn facing downwards, so any rain or debris or whatever will just drain out. So pretty easy install. Like everything's all plug and play. Everything's marked, right hand or front turn signals, rear turn signals, center marker signals, everything for the horn. Everything's marked, like easy, like really easy. And there's only two wires to plug. You can either plug it directly to the battery or the bus bar. I went with the bus bar because it's the way to do it so you don't kill your battery or anything. But yeah, that's the install. I'm happy with it. Thanks, Kemi Moto. Like, you want to keep sending me stuff like that, I appreciate it. That's really nice. So driving around in the town or whatever, because in our little village, we're allowed to drive around and everywhere. And this here could save you from a car saying, well, you didn't see you were going to turn that way, so they hit you. And if there's somebody that cuts in front of you, you can honk the horn or warn them at least so that you're coming. So yeah, I'm happy. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. Please subscribe if you can. Doesn't cost you anything, and it goes a long way. So leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. So have yourself a great weekend, and bye for now.